White House Chief of Staff General John Kelly jumps in to defend President Trump's controversial phone call to the widow of a slain U.S. soldier.
At an emotional White House press briefing today, Kelly took issue with Florida Congresswoman Frederica Wilson for what he says was politicizing a soldier's death.
The White House took steps today to clarify what President Trump was trying to say this week when he called the family of a soldier who died along with 3 other U.S. soldiers in Niger.
Mola Lenghi has more details for us tonight from Capitol Hill.
White House Chief of Staff General John Kelly went after Congresswoman Frederica Wilson for listening to the president's phone call to the family of a fallen U.S. soldier.
I was stunned when I came to work yesterday morning and brokenhearted at what I saw a member of Congress doing.
Wilson revealed to the press that the president told the family that he, quote, knew what he was getting into. The general tried to clarify the president's remarks.
And in his way tried to express that opinion. He's a brave man, a fallen hero. He knew what he was getting himself into because he enlisted. There's no reason to enlist. He enlisted. And he was where he wanted to be, exactly where he wanted to be, with exactly the people he wanted to be with when his life was taken. That was the message.
Congresswoman Wilson responded to a Politico reporter saying, John Kelly's trying to keep his job. He will say anything. She added, there were other people who heard what I heard. Lawmakers are demanding more information to find out exactly what happened to the patrol in Niger that led to the deaths of the 4 U.S. soldiers.
It may require a subpoena, but I did have a good conversation with General McMaster, and they said that they would be briefing us. We have a long friendship, and we'll hopefully get all the details.
The Pentagon says it is still conducting an investigation. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Johnson's patrol was ambushed last week by about 50 members of a group that was linked to ISIS.
CBS News has learned the soldiers were told prior to their patrol that they should not expect to see any combat. As a result, it took 30 minutes for air support to arrive once the fighting started.